2023 meeting to order. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Dolly, can you do the roll call, please?
Supervisor Flaherty.
Here.
Councilman Abbott.
Here.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Present.
Councilman Cahill.
Here.
Councilwoman Nguyen.
Here.
Town Attorney Genesi.
Present.
Okay, the first item on the agenda tonight is our open to the floor, where each speaker gets up to 5 minutes to discuss and present anything they would like. Now, we had one gentleman sign in, and I just want to make sure the bean here is the bane of my existence. I don't think anybody else came in after you guys and gals. So, Grant Malone, you are first up and I think last up, too.
Thank you and good evening. For those that don't know me in the room, my name is Grant Malone and I am the current president of the Rochester Building and Construction Trades Council. We represent over 10,000 highly skilled construction workers in Monroe County and surrounding counties. My intent tonight here is probably to educate the board, anybody else in the room, of a little bit of history here in Rochester in the construction industry. I see number 4 on your agenda tonight is about the Coca-Cola Fairlife project. We're well aware of that project. I'd like to give a little history on what's happened here in our area over the last 3 years with projects of this magnitude. We've seen over $1 billion of economic development come to this area, and we've experienced out-of-state contractors performing the work, out-of-state workers performing the work, without an opportunity to let local people that live in our community that we represent do the work. And that's all we're asking here. We're asking for an opportunity to sit down with Fairlife and talk about an agreement which also offers apprenticeship opportunities, local labor provisions, and diversification. Again, the last 3 years we've experienced here, the 2 projects that we've experienced has had minimal exposure to those, and that's not fair to the Rochester community and to the taxpayers. So again, I know I have a meeting with Tom tomorrow, I believe, as far as a phone call, to discuss it in detail. But I have reached out myself to Fairlife to a sit-down and still are waiting for that opportunity. It's frustrating. Again, we're looking for an opportunity to put people in Rochester to work. If you want to retain New York State residents, you got to give them an opportunity to earn a living and provide for their family. And what we've seen in the last 3 years, that's not happening. It's not right and it's not fair. All we're looking for is an opportunity to sit down and negotiate an agreement so we can perform the work with local labor. And when I say that, if we can't meet the requirements, we're good with it. We just want the opportunity to get there, and we haven't had that yet. Let's talk about apprenticeship for the people that have children and grandchildren looking for work. What an opportunity as apprenticeship programs that all 15 trades that we represent have registered apprenticeship programs, and they're looking for people to become trades, men and women. Great opportunity. Without something in writing with these big developers that come from out of state and out of our country, we don't get that opportunity. That's not fair. We're asking them just to be fair with us, give us an opportunity to perform the work, and if we can't meet the demands, we're good with letting somebody else come in town. We haven't got that yet. So again, this is more of an educational for the board members that don't understand what we stand for. Diversification. We all know what that is today. Without something in writing with these major developers, there's minimal diversification on these construction projects, and that's not fair either to the people that need an opportunity to lift their lives up out of poverty. So, I mean, that's pretty much what I had to say. I'm open to any questions, please. Anybody want to ask questions about what's happened in the past? I'm here to answer them.
And Grant, I'll tell you what, usually for the 5-minute portion, we don't ask questions, but I got to tell you, I got 2 questions for you.
Go right ahead.
Because it's a
what I'm here
major
for.
project.
Yep.
My first question, and I'm a pretty organized guy, we have a meeting tomorrow, you and I?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I believe that somebody from your office, and I believe it was a Susan, emailed me through Senator Brok's office that you and I are supposed to have a Zoom call tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
I'm on a Zoom call with
About that,
Senator
that's-
Brook, and
Well, then
now,
maybe I'm gonna be in
guess
on that
what?
phone call.
now I understand. I do have, and
And it was
Patty,
worth me coming out tonight to clarify
Patty
that.
meet Grant, Grant
Definitely.
meet Patty, because you're
I'll
on
be there
that
too.
Zoom
Perfect,
meeting
thank
too.
you.
Okay, I know I'm starting to lose my memory. I'm like, I don't recall a meeting with Grant Malone tomorrow. Okay, we said, great.
And we're looking for your support.
That's the easy one. And,
Okay.
well, and what you asked, I mean, I'm going to say from just a humanistic standpoint and a citizen not on this board,
Yep.
it's a reasonable request. I mean, I'm an
Thank you.
upstate New York guy. Now, let me ask, the second question is, what are the two projects that in the last 5 years are the billions of dollars of projects
If
that
you
that
really
you
want to
didn't?
know, there were two major projects here, and let me start off by saying, we're all for economic development because of what we do for a living and for the community and for the tax basis. But you can't have economic development without workforce development. And we're lacking that second part is workforce development, which is an opportunity to put people to work. Answer to your question, Tom, the first project was the Amazon project that
Okay.
was out in Gates. And the second one is the ongoing project, which is in the old Eastman Kodak, which is Lycycle. Those are the two that I'm referring to right now.
You know, the old statement, if you know what happens when you assume.
Yep.
I assumed those were the two, but I wanted to
Nope.
make sure.
That's what I'm here
And,
for.
well, I'll tell you what, I'm interested to hear more about this tomorrow.
Yep.
Because obviously, the fact pattern on what transpired with Amazon and Lycycle, my guess is it's very different from what is going to be the fact pattern on Coca-Cola Fairlife. But I don't know that for certain. It'll be interesting to see.
And-
I'm very interested at the
And that's a
meeting
great
tomorrow.
point, Tom, and neither
Yep.
do we. And that's why it's frustrating where we are, when I've reached out to every elected official that we support to get a meeting with somebody
Yeah.
with Fairlife and/or Coca-Cola, and we're coming up short.
Well,
And that's frustrating in our
And I will
world.
say this, being
Yep.
fair to Coca-Cola and Fairlife, it's been 2.5 months since they made the press release announcement
Yep,
on a huge project here.
yep,
And they, in 2.5 months, I mean, everything's relative. I think they have been up here for community engagement, both with the neighbors that live around there, but also with the community as a whole. As we discussed before the meeting, they're up here next week with more
Yep.
community engagement, and they have a meeting next Thursday with contractors and your
Correct.
people, I think between 9 and 11 next Thursday. So, being fair to them, they aren't totally turtle shelling and not making themselves available. They may not be doing it in the timeframes that you're wishing for, but I've been somewhat comfortable that they have made themselves available. I know that they're pretty focused on the process right now with our zoning board, planning board, and the seeker process, which I would have to defer to our town attorney is quite an ordeal, is it not, Charlie?
Yeah.
So that I think is where their focus is. As you know from these projects, I think once they come out of that, and that timetable is somewhere in the September range, I'm interested also to know how are you building a $650 million plant? Is $100 million of that real estate that you need contractors to build the house, so to speak, and $500 million is specialty machinery that you get, that's specialty machinery, it's like furniture and fixtures.
Yep.
We don't know. And really, to tell you the truth, at this point in the process, I don't think we need to know, but they're gonna have to, as this goes along, make it known. And I would like to think next Thursday will also be a pretty good milestone for you when you talk to them.
Okay, let me start off, if you don't mind, Tom, answer your questions in our perspective. The longer we wait, we got to get ahead of this project. I played this game with Amazon and Lycycle, and we lost it. That's why we're trying to get ahead of this now.
Totally understand.
Okay, that's one of the reasons that we're here tonight, okay? And I appreciate the meeting next week, but the details that myself and our Unicon director, Joe Mario Jr. needs to talk to is about the details about what you just said. We
Yep.
don't need a big venue for that, to be honest with you. Okay, and all I'm asking for is an hour or two of their time. When you're gonna come to the Rochester area and build a project of this magnitude, you should be talking to the Rochester Building Trades Council.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, you educated me tonight that I have a meeting with, and it wasn't the easiest one to get from Senator Brook. So the fact that you have Senator Brooks here you've done a pretty good job up to this point, Grant, and I appreciate it.
Well, I thank you for the
Thank you.
opportunity. And to Tom's point, the meeting is the 27th at the Wilkin Middle School at 9 a.m. Anybody is welcome to come support the project. Hope to see you there. And we're hoping to work with everybody here in the future. Thank you
Thanks,
for the
Grant.
opportunity.
Thank you.
Thanks for
you.
coming, gang.
I have a question. The reconstruction of the Thruway Authority rest stop.
Okay, that's a great question.
All right,
That project is being constructed managed by LaChase Construction.
yeah.
in-
Yeah.
in conjunction with a downstate entity, and I'm drawing a blank, and because I apologize, but it's a joint venture between LaChase, and it's a downstate entity. They kind of split the project up in half, and the downstate took half of it, and then LaChase took from Syracuse to Buffalo. I know there's been a lot of issues on that project, I'm not surprised. You know, I'm in the middle of that one also. Again, for the same reasons, that we
Yeah.
want to man the work over there.
Yeah, and well, I've lost control, haven't I? I gotta tell you, Grant did it all in 2.5 minutes. But my friend, do you know that nobody can see you on the screen? Cameras don't point to you, and they can't hear what your question was. You've been a frequent flyer here. We can't pop questions from the crowd because they won't even it. So, but thank you, Grant.
Thank
And
you.
we're gonna get you up on the podium one of these days, because, you know. Okay, all right. I got
Thanks
it.
again, and I'll
Thank
talk to you tomorrow, Tom, thank you.
You got it. All right, the next up is we have two board meeting minutes to be considered for approval. Our regular board meeting 2 weeks ago on July 6th. I've looked those over. I make a motion that we approve those.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
And then last Wednesday's town board workshop, I looked over those minutes, and I make a motion that we approve those.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
All right, and Jenny?
Yes.
Was it You?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I have looked over the bills this month, and yeah, they seem to be fine. I'm making a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye. And I have looked over the prepaid warrants as submitted by Paul Adams, our Director of Finance, and make a motion we approve those.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
And last but not least, I make a motion that we approve the purchase orders as submitted by Paul Adams, our Director of Finance.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
All right. Well, the next 3 or 4 resolutions are interesting. I guess it's the topic of the day. Anybody here 2.5 months ago that Coca-Cola Fairlife made an announcement that they're planning to build a big old plant here in Webster? So on Resolution 4 tonight, I'd like Mary Harrington, our town engineer, to just give a brief history of how you went about this and where we're at as we consider this resolution.
Sure. This is a professional services agreement that we're looking to enter. It is for a firm to come and provide high-level support to organize and track and communicate town efforts related to the Fairlife project. There's a lot of aspects, both with the site itself and things that it affects off-site. There's a lot of technical, legal, finance, economic development, public outreach meetings. There's sanitary and roadway improvements that are part of this concept. So there's not one person at the town that's really been able to sit in on all the meetings and help us keep track of the flow of information. So we're looking to engage with an outside consultant that can support us in this way. So I did put out an RFP and solicited 5 local firms that I thought would be adept at these services. Because we are looking to have this be a firm that only works for the town and doesn't work for Fairlife and the town, obviously with a project of this scale, there's a lot of consultants and contractors that are looking to engage with Fairlife directly. Two of the firms that I reached out to were more interested in getting involved with Fairlife than getting involved with the town, and then two others just didn't have the bandwidth to support us. But Campus Construction Management did put a proposal in. We've had great success working with them on other projects, so we got a proposal in the amount of $15,525, and that will give us the support now through September, and we kind of put that as our date because that is the current timeline for the transition from approvals to construction, and then we would regroup and see what effort is needed moving forward.
It's a great summarization of it. I think the interesting thing, first of all, the five that we reached out to, Greater Rochester Enterprise, helped us, identify some of these project coordinators for big projects they've been involved in. Councilman Cahill came in today to meet with you and me to go over the process.
Yes.
And get down to the, what you just described. It is interesting, and without naming names, I think it's interesting that some of the companies said, we understand that if we get into this, if we bid on this and you take us, we now would have a conflict of interest if we became the contractor. And so they're betting that if they can get the contract or some of the contract on that construction, that they will make a lot more money than our little coordination. And business is business, I don't blame them for demurring as far as that goes, but
Yeah, what was
go ahead.
very telling early on when we had met and discussed this was the flow chart that you put together
Yeah.
for the project coordinator. There are so many aspects that tie into this project coordinator from a communication standpoint. I think it's imperative for the successful launch of this major project and all the tentacles that it's going to be touching. This is most certainly a needed position at this time for the magnitude of this program.
I found in the last 2.5 months, just kind of by, I don't know what you call it, short straw, I've been the pseudo project coordinator, and it's above my pay grade, per se. I don't know how else to put it. Grant, when you said we have a meeting tomorrow, I'm like, I really am losing it. I didn't remember having a meeting with you. So much is happening that's all intertwined on this, that we need somebody, one throat to choke, basically.
You need a go-to person, Tom.
Yeah, and because and it's unintended, there's a lot of siloed communication and siloed meetings going on out there. It's unintended, but the engineers get talking and they say this is a great idea, and then they tell me, hey, we had a meeting, this is a great idea. They said, have you told the legal people that yet? Have you told the finance people that yet? Because they need to know about that. Every action has multiple reactions, and this thing is a Venn diagram on steroids.
Yeah.
So, anyway, do the town board members, before we vote on this resolution, have any questions or comments or?
No, I think it's a much-needed position. We need to get this right. I fully support it. And Mary, thank you for your efforts on gathering the information and the RFP and all of that. We really appreciate it.
Bill, anything?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Ginny?
Well, it is a very big project, and like I said, we try to do our best, and we're hoping to get, the workforce on board and to help our community. So.
And I know that this resolution just got on here, but I think to do it, well, and allow the supervisor, somebody's going to have to do it, the motion, not me.
John, make the motion. I would move that we allow the supervisor to sign an agreement for professional services for a project coordinator regarding the Coca-Cola Fairlife development for the town of Webster.
Second.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Nguyen?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye. I think there might have been on the next one some confusion that we were actually voting on the bond resolution tonight because of number 5 or 6, and that's not the case. And I'm not sure, Rick, if I have you described this. I know you've been in the meetings. I know Patty's been in the meetings. We've been doing the letters of support effort for the grant application, which the deadline is next Friday, the 28th. And one of the boxes I think you have to check for putting a ribbon around a grant application is that the town board did a resolution saying you can apply for it in more words or less. And because this is a regular board meeting, and next week's is a workshop slot, public hearing, whatever, we just thought that it was better to get this, buttoned up this week at this meeting. Maybe I did just explain it all, Rick, but if you guys...
I think you did. Basically, it's an annual thing. We put together this package to apply for any grant that our project will qualify for. It's a portal that has all the different grants for across the state, and, we may not qualify for all of them, but I think we've put together a good package, and will be putting together a good package to give us the best chance at all the grants that we're
And I think
eligible for.
we'll probably get much more robust on this next Thursday night, but the plan right now, the CFA, what Consolidated Finance funding application for New York State, the deadline's next Friday, the 28th, and it's a myriad of different grants that you can apply for under it. I think we're slotting WQIP is the Water Quality Improvement Program. Too many acronyms in this government, I'll tell you. Is that one we're applying for the max, I think, 10 million?
Yes.
And then is it the ESD?
D, Empire State Development.
Right, and based on the metrics they put together, I think we're applying for 5 million on that. And then the WIA grant, which is the traditional sewer plant, we got it during phase 1 back in, I think, 17 or 18 when we did the $12 million secondary clarifiers. Traditionally, that was a 25% of the total project bonding cost of the project with a cap at 5 million. A couple of years ago, we loosened that up and said it's 25%, really with no cap. So, like I said, we'll get into this next week when we do the public hearing for the increased bonding. We don't know if we're applying for the WIA grant on the 28th for 25% of the 44 million currently, or if we're applying for 25% of the increased bonding for the technological advances in the Coca-Cola Fairlife aspect. So these resolutions aren't slotting us to a specific dollar amount that we're applying for. The specific dollar amount in WIA will spawn off of what happens at the public hearing next week and any subsequent resolution vote if it happens for increased bonding. Does that make sense? Counselor, did I over-explain that?
No.
You sure?
I think you stated more than it's on the resolution. I think it's pretty well done.
Aren't you glad I don't write these resolutions? You know what I mean? They'd be 5 pages long, Bill. Well, I don't know, I don't think there's anything me signing here. Oh, no, it is, so somebody's gonna have to do it unless the board has questions or comments.
I do not. I would move to approve the submission of a grant application for the Town of Webster Water Pollution Control Facility Asset Renewal and Water Resources Recovery Facility Improvements Project to the New York State EFC, Environmental Facilities Corporation, for a Water Infrastructure Improvement Act, WIA grant, and authorize the supervisor to sign such application on behalf of the town board.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye. Just want to make sure, this is more seeker, and look at, we bored him right out of the room. Come on, Grant, you could have hung out. All righty. Mary, in the absence of Josh tonight, are you the best to address this, or did I just gotcha?
Yeah, you might have gotcha
Sorry.
me.
Does Rick have any more information on it?
Rick, is it?
I think it's just the previous seeker did not involve the current project.
This is just an update, really.
Yeah, it's
It's
an
an
update to
update
the
to seeker. We
Right.
made
Yeah, it's just
some,
amending it.
we made some changes, and we
Correct.
just need to make a resolution to accept those changes.
Yes.
What Bill said. All right,
Bill is the seeker guru on
That's
this
right.
board.
I'm sorry.
Whenever I have a
should look
seeker
to you for
question, I
that.
look to you.
I'm glad I'm
I
retired.
should have looked to you before.
Well, I think I
Sorry.
can, I'm gonna make a,
There's a section here that says that, does that matter?
I'm not sure whether.
yeah. I make a motion amending the State Environmental Quality Review Act, betterly known as SEEKR process findings for the Town of Webster Water Pollution Control Facility Asset Renewal and Water Resources Recovery Facility Improvements Project by updating parts 1, 2, and 3 of the full environmental assessment form, FEAF, previously determined upon at the September 2nd, 2001 Town Board meeting to reflect the changes in the project's scope.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye?
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
All right. We're almost up to 8 and 9, aren't we, you know? Number 7 tonight. This is really the first, I guess, formal shot across the bow, if you want to call it, of something that I think is tied to the Coca-Cola Fairlife project. But from meetings I've been in the last 2 weeks, this has been bantered around in meetings with Xerox and the town for several years, and with Webster Economic Development Alliance, with the county, but it never got really any traction for a lot of reasons, and it's, in layman terms, it's about a 1,600-foot extension from the end of Bolter Parkway. Bolter Parkway runs east to west off of Basket Road, and it essentially ends at the parking lot for Yankee Stadium. The proposed plan is to keep going west another 1,600 feet and match up to Salt Road. Now, the reason why it has got traction now is the obvious one is Coca-Cola Fairlife. The trucks that they would be bringing the dairy in and out, these are 18-wheelers. And to come out of Tibor Road and access or egress 104 at an at-grade intersection at Basket Road is not a good idea. So doing it at Salt Road's access and egress to 104, which has on-ramps and off-ramps, is the better option. But you gotta have a road to get down to Salt Road. And Tibor, where the plant is proposed, you'd come out of the plant on Tibor heading west, you'd hit Basket, you'd cross over Basket, you'd get on Bolter Parkway, and you'd end up at Yankee Stadium, because that's where it ends. Now, extending it the 1,600 feet to Salt Road, another reason why it's kind of gathered momentum now is because you may all know that Xerox, which has kind of been a little bit dormant or shrinking in the last 15 or 20 years on their campus as far as building usage and employees there. Last June, they sold 110 acres and 1.5 million square feet of buildings to Tessie Plastics out of Skinny Atlas. And Xerox's attitude in the last year in cooperation with the town and willingness to sit down and actually asking us to sit down and say, hey, you know what? We have another 300 or 400 acre parcels on this campus that we'd like to cobble off and sell to other industries. And one of them, the southern portion, the southern barrier of this 180 or 100 acres, happens to be right where the road, the 1,600 feet, go through. So Xerox seems very open to giving us some of that land, if you want to say, so we can have a right-of-way and build the road, because the value of that 80 to 100 acre parcel for them, can you imagine how much more it goes up in value to sell to a future developer when you have a road for that developer, whatever they build there, to access and get out to 104 from this road to Salt Road. The meetings I've been in, and I'm, once again, at the fear of over-explaining, I'd rather over-explain than this under-explain, because I still think citizens and board members might not totally understand everything going on here. We don't know how much this road costs. We've had some spitfire, whatevers. We don't know who's going to be paying for this road. We know that it'll be a town road that goes into a county road. County is going to control whether there's a stoplight where it ends at Salt, or it goes into Salt, or whether it's a four-way stop, or all of that stuff. But the town really has to kind of lead the charge on this, and this starts with this resolution tonight, which is to go out and at least look at, some entities that will help us figure out what it's going to cost. Is that essentially, Mary, what this is?
Yes, so this would be looking for pricing for the design through the bidding of the roadway.
Right. Now, in parallel to all of this, because Xerox, as you can imagine, gets a lot of attention. I'm not going to call Senator Schumer's office if I've got a 5-acre parcel over in Webster that we're like, I think we got a good development opportunity over here. I think I'll call Senator Schumer's office. They would laugh me out of town. You call Senator Schumer's office or Senator Gillibrand, federal senators, New York State, about Xerox, the biggest industrial campus pretty much in upstate New York that is just waiting to be redeveloped, and also the fact that they're very excited about what this does to the dairy business in all of upstate New York with Coca-Cola Fairlife coming. I wish Matt Chatfield from Webster Economic Development Alliance was here tonight, because he is in so many meetings with Gillibrand's office, Schumer's office, as they try to put together how the funding of this road is going to happen. But in a way, it's like building an airplane while you're flying. Sequentially, if we said, well, we're not going to talk to any of those politicians in this about whether they can get us some earmarks out of their budget and all that stuff, until we go and figure out all the design of the road, you can't do that. You really got to get them involved in the project now and see if we can commit them to certain monies. Part of the grants that I described in the earlier resolution that we're going for, one of them was Matt Chatfield. Once again, I wish he was here. Fast New York, he applied on our behalf a month or two ago, and that was almost specific to this 1,600-foot of road. And he's hoping, knock on wood, you never know until you get the formal answer, that we might be able to get $500,000 toward the road from that. I don't know. Does that cover the whole cost of the road? What is the whole cost of the road? Does the whole cost of the road mean just the asphalt and the digging, or does it include if there's a four-way stoplight, which from all estimates I've gotten, a stoplight costs $1 million. Well, that's a county road, so it's their stoplight. How does the county help us on this one, which we're being talking with? Are we having fun yet, gang? Is everybody enjoying themselves? This is what we got going. And like I'm sure Councilman Abbott's saying, I'm glad that Tom doesn't write the resolutions that be 10 pages long. So,
With that being said,
do you want to read it, Bill?
I would resolve to solicit proposals for professional services for engineering design of the Bolter Industrial Parkway Extension Project.
Second.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye. I promise you, there will not be a monologue from me on number 8 and number 9, okay? Those pretty much stand on their own. Do you? Well, we hope you do. Because certainly, for number 8, about the license agreement for the 4-foot tall vinyl fence in a town drainage easement at 201 South Shore Place, you certainly can get up at the podium and say who you are and why you want it, and all that. That's your prerogative if you'd like. I don't think it's necessary, only because I think we have a letter of recommendation here.
Yes, we do.
From Let me go through my
Pat
paperwork.
Stevens.
Yeah, Pat Stevens, our highway superintendent who handles drainage, said this fence is not a problem.
Yeah, with a couple of conditions which will be worked in. You two are the ladies that own the property, right?
Yeah, my wife was in the hospital, she couldn't go, so it would be just me and for.
Okay.
We can do yours.
I'm gonna give you my card. I'm the one that's gonna draw the agreement. I will, if the town board approves the license agreement, I will be the one that sends it to you, and I'll give you the instructions on how to handle
May
it.
I approach them and get your card?
Hmm?
Can I come with your card now?
You sure can.
All right, cool, awesome. Thank you for making it easy.
Well, hey,
Well, Tom normally requests that, you know, when we're going through this, that the person has to do a 5-minute speech.
well, you know,
So today's your lucky night.
It could be your 15 seconds of fame here if you really want to.
No. Let me tell you about my beautiful dogs and my friends who, are also upstairs skiing today, so they can bring their dogs to my yards if we approve it.
we are happy to let you have that fence. And in fact, what Councilman Cahill didn't tell you, if you do the 5 minutes, it's got to be in Latin. So, you got to do it in Latin. I mean, you'll have to help, yeah.
Irish Catholic.
Okay, well, in that case, we are having fun. I make a motion to approve a license agreement to allow a 4-foot tall vinyl fence within the town drainage easement at 201 South Shore Place, which is tax ID number 050.01-2-26.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye?
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Latin? Do you, same, do you wanna, or do you, because I think you also have a letter of, I messed up on my paperwork today. I think, yeah, you do, right? That,
Yes, there is one, this one as well.
and this one is, it's the same thing from Pat, right?
Yep.
Deja vu all over again.
I think in this one, Mr. Supervisor, the concerns were that the storm pond be accessible at the north end of the property, be accessible, and that the fence be 20 feet away from any supporting structures or trees. Those are the two main special
Okay.
conditions, and those will be placed into the agreement.
And you will work, if we vote on this, with Town Attorney Genesi to get the final. Oh, you already got his card. How'd you do that?
Wow.
Look at you, Charlie.
Well, you were out there looking across. I decided the same thing.
He was conducting business.
Do they have Pat's letter? Copy
I
of it?
think.
It should be in the,
It's in the packet, but I don't know if they have a copy of it.
Well, I think it's
Oh.
to them.
did you receive the letter from,
Yes, he emailed it to us.
Yep.
okay. Yeah, it should be. It's directed to Elizabeth Miranda. so-
Yep.
It's
Yep.
just that, usually that's not a, the 20-foot opening is what, I just want to make sure they're aware of it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we spent some time.
I mean, do you want to add something, you want to add a condition to the agreement, or?
No, it's fine, I just want to make sure they're aware of it, that's all.
Okay. No, that's why I said, it's in the resolution, too.
Well, I make a motion to approve a license agreement associated with the installation of 80 to 90 linear feet of round ranch rail fencing within the town drainage easement at 684 Hembrook Hollow, tax ID number 064.03-1-40.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye?
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Well, I would really be thankful if the board kind of split up the next 5.
I move to declare the following items recycled from the Highway Department. 2010 Core Board Tag number 05142.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye, you took that one, Patty?
It's the shortest. I jumped on it.
Jeez.
Not the shortest,
There's plenty more
It's not the
that
shortest,
we'll
but
be
it's-
sharing.
out of her department.
Okay. Jenny, would you mind doing number 11?
Sure. Okay, resolution to declare the following items as recycle or transfer to, from the Community Development Engineering Department. 2-drawer file cabinet, tag number 02751, recycle. 2-drawer file cabinet, tag 03338, recycle. 1 green 4-drawer fireproof cabinet, tag number 03203, transfer from animal control to community development / engineering. 1 beauty rest soul-filled chair, tag 03429, transfer from animal control to community development / engineering. 1 dashboard drawer file cabinet, tag number 03495, transfer from animal control to community development engineering. 2-door brown cabinet, tag 03101, transfer to police. 4-drawer file cabinet, tag number 03824, transfer to IT. 4-drawer file cabinet, tag number 03494, transfer to the courts.
Second.
Good job.
Councilwoman Nguyen?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye, and I'd like to make a motion to declare the following item as recycled from the town clerk's office, a Staples Hike and Mesh Chair, tag number 7114.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Nguyen?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
I move to declare the following as a transfer transfer from the Assessment Department to the Finance Department. Egotron stand-up desk, tag number 003235, transfer to finance.
Second.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Nguyen?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
All right, I'll move to declare the following items to trash from the Assessment Department. Green 4-drawer fireproof cabinet, tag number 003200, trash. Green 4-drawer fireproof cabinet, tag number 003201, to trash. Blue task chair, tag number 03223, to trash. 4-drawer filing cabinet, tag number 003225, to trash. 4-drawer filing cabinet, tag number 003226, to trash. Desk unit with overhead fire cabinets and 2 file cabinets, tag number 003260, also to trash.
Second.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Nguyen?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
I'll take the last one for the
You're
team.
the best.
Resolution to declare the following 4-drawer file cabinets for recycling or transfer from community development engineering. Here we go.
Well, they're all 4, why don't you just say they're all 4 drawers?
They're all 4-drawer cabinets. Thank you.
Second.
First is
Oh, sorry.
First
Thought you
is,
were done.
I want my 5 minutes.
I'm just trying to hurry the process.
Tag number 02691, tag number 03283, transfer to police, tag 03282, transfer to police, tag 03281, tag 03280, transfer to police, tag 03279, another one 03278, 03277, wow, 03276, 03275, 03274, 03272, 03272, transfer to police, 03271, 03270. Looks like these were all purchased at the same time.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Nguyen?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye. And that completes the board meeting tonight. Before we start the round table, I just wanted to say that we have a aspiring Eagle Scout in the audience tonight, I think with his father, I take it, and that is Maxwell Braithwaite, right? Did I say that correctly? Yep. And we got a good run of Boy Scouts coming in lately, don't we?
We sure do.
That's a
Yep.
good thing.
So,
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you
Yep.
very much.
congratulations. That's-
keep it going.
Where do you go to school?
Webster Commons.
Nice.
And have you achieved Eagle Scout? Or are you still working on it? Good for you.
What grade do you
That's
win?
great.
Obviously, yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Well, I'm going to start with Mary. Mary, this will be your last board meeting, is it not?
It is. Yep. Sadly, but it's been a good run.
Yeah.
I'd say better than good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You set a pretty high bar for who we will have to find for our next town engineer. So, thank you for everything.
Thanks.
Rick?
Not my last one.
Never know.
We'll see you again.
You're right, you never
The
know
week's,
what tomorrow
week's not over yet.
That's true. Been very busy at the plant with Band-Aiding stuff together. HVAC went down. Primary
Again?
valve, we're still getting that up and running. And
Get
ready for
primary
the
number 3
application.
run? Did you get that part yet?
We did, but there's been a
What?
whole fiasco with that. They sent the wrong one, it was wrongly
Oh,
flanged.
no.
Installed it. Well, they couldn't install it because the flanges were wrong. So Danforth went to their shop, picked up one, put it in, installed it. Well, it was the wrong voltage. So backed up state valve, brought in the correct one, got it all installed today, we're programming it. So we'll have the tank back online next week.
Good. Okay.
So we're not filling anything on a Friday.
Yeah.
So,
You got the truck back too, the push truck?
yes, we've been
How's that
out doing
holding up?
problem laterals, we've been hitting them all week, so.
How's it holding up so far?
Good. Our guys installed a brand-new drive shaft in-house.
When they do that?
They did it end of last week.
We're very fortunate to have very talented
Very,
employees.
very intelligent.
We
Yep.
sure do.
Keep things running a lot longer than probably they should be, but.
Yes.
Well,
It's a-
I don't
it's a
think anyone
benefit.
that's walked that sewage treatment plant would disagree with that at all.
Yes, very talented.
Yeah.
Bill?
We're out doing chip seal and road work with Highway. And Webster Recreation Center's Summer Splash event is Saturday from 3 to 5 at First Responders Splash Park. Free snow cones along with balloon art, foam bubbles, and more.
Patty?
I want to take the opportunity to thank Mary for all that you've done for the town, and wish you the very best as you move to be closer to family and relocate your own growing family. And I just wish you the very best and want to thank you.
Thanks.
Charlie?
Well, ditto. Mary's been a real pleasure to work with. She's been, as everybody has said, she's been a real asset to the town, and we're all gonna miss her. So, best of luck to you, Mary. We hope the best for you.
Thanks.
Jenny?
Okay, there's a couple of things. Thank you, everyone, for being here today, and congratulations to you. Bright future ahead. And Mary, wish you the best for your future too, as well, you and your family. And also too, I want to let the community know we have a lot of activities going on this summer, so please come out and join us and help, our community. The Webster United Church of Christ Caring Community Concert is next Wednesday. I attended yesterday, and it was phenomenal. It's great music, great food, friends. So come out and support them. July 26th, they have primetime bass, and the concert will benefit Webster Public Library. So come out and, support our library, support our museum. The music starts 6:30 at the church located at 570 Clem Road. And then the farmers markets too. I was there yesterday as well. Phenomenal, locals, vegetable grow, and, we help in our community. And so I hope to see everybody there to support them. It's at Charlie Saxon Park. I believe it's run every Wednesday into September. And then it's from 4 to 8 p.m. So please come out and enjoy, and help our community and our locals, businesses too as well.
Thanks, Jenny. Patty?
Okay, I'd just like to reiterate some of the things that I said on Mary's behalf at the last board meeting, and, along with the rest of the board members, you are certainly going to be missed, and I will definitely miss being in meetings with you and, you know, learning from you and talking and working on projects, and your input was phenomenal, and what you've done with your department since you've been here was sorely needed, and it was a difficult task. It was a difficult lift with what you have done with developing your department since you've been here. And quite frankly, I don't think anyone else could have done the job in the manner in which you did, in the time frame in which you did. So we have benefited greatly from your professionalism and from your knowledge. You will be sorely missed, and as Tom said, very, very difficult to replace. So there's a lot going on in the town of Webster and the village this weekend. The Webster Bid has an event this weekend. Let's see, on Friday, there's a summer concert series, continues with Tom Kiefer and Celtic Cross, and that is from 7 to 9 on Friday at the Village Gazebo Park, and that's located at 28 North Avenue. And then on Saturday, from 4 to 7 is family game night, so that will be a great deal of fun for the kids and the family. Also, which is a big event every summer, is the Waterfront Arts Festival. That returns next weekend, and that's at Charles Sexton Park. It's Saturday the 29th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and also on Sunday, July 30th, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And it's always very well attended. They've got a lot of food vendors, and it's a great event to go to, especially if you have kids, because the kids love it. My kids love the food, obviously, but it's great for parents. A lot of very, very neat stuff for sale. Crafts people will be there. The admission again is $5, which is very inexpensive to park your car there. And kids that are 12 and under, and my son was 12 for several years, is free. So couldn't get away with it after his growth spurt, though. So there's dozens of local artists. They also have, as I mentioned, a lot of food trucks and also very good live music. So please consider attending the Waterfront Arts Festival. We go every year. It's a lot of fun. It really is.
Is there a lot of food there, John?
Oh, there's a lot of food. Oh, yeah.
The music is great.
That's why
too.
I'm there.
Not to mention the food.
Yeah.
Did
Did I mention the food trucks?
Dolly, okay, I'll take, if you have nothing, I'm gonna just end with this, is, I gotta tell, and Bill, it'll be quick. The story that I'll always think about with Mary is about 4 months ago, we're doing one of our last minute prep PowerPoints for one of the workshops, and it just happens to be a workshop where Mary's doing all 4 of the presentations, right? And she's really good at putting them together. She's a stickler for details. And as we're in the Webster room on the big screen, and we're doing the final, edits and stuff of 4 different PowerPoint presentations, she says, "Hey, this morning, I had to do career day was it at Connor's school, or was it at Kaylee's?
Oh, Kinley.
Kinley.
Yep.
She, 4 years old? 5 years old?
Yeah, she's 4.
Right? She had put together a PowerPoint for this presentation, and it was unbelievable, like a choreographed, explaining what she does to 4-year-olds, but with cartoon movements and things. And I'm like, wait a minute, when did you put this together? She goes, well, I'm like, when do you sleep? And you got 3 young kids, you had to do these 4 presentations with a deadline, and she put together very impressive. And the thing is, that's what we came to just kind of expect that out of Mary. You know what I mean? It was just the norm that you just got excellence. And I'll just say, and I hope, I'm glad HR is not here. All of us have kids and grandkids that are in their 20s, 30s, whatever, okay? I'm not going to say how old Mary is, but she has 3 young children, right? I think the best compliment you can give Mary is that who wouldn't be proud to have a daughter like that, or a daughter-in-law like that?
I agree.
And that's pretty much all I got to say. And I don't dole out that kind of, so,
I definitely second that.
right?
Absolutely.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Third.
So,
Fourth.
and she reminds me of another, she'll go toe-to-toe with you. That is a tough son of a gun over there, right?
Yes, she
You know?
Yes, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you don't push Mary around.
No,
In
no,
a good way,
no.
in a good way. She goes
Yep.
toe-to-toe with the engineers, and
Yeah.
she knows her stuff.
So with that, this meeting is adjourned.